Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Law, SOL, Postgraduate Diploma in Intellectual Property Rights, PGDIPR, MIP 104 Trademarks, Domain Names Geographical Indications, Block 1 Trademarks I, Unit 3 Protection of Trademarks India 2, 3.1 Introduction, Trademark registrations only cover the country in which they are filed. So, an Indian trademark application will only bestow trademark rights in the territory of India and not beyond. Therefore, in order to protect a trademark in other countries, one needs to file trademark applications in multiple countries. Similarly, a foreign trademark will have to acquire trademark rights in India either by use or registration in order to enforce itself in India. The concept of well-known trademarks is an exception to this generally accepted principle of trademarks law. The legal term of well-known trademark first appeared in the 1883 Paris Convention for the Protection of Industrial Property, which sets forth the principles for granting special protection to well-known trademarks. Following the adoption of the concept in TRIPS agreement, well-known trademarks have now been introduced in all the member countries of these international conventions. Protection of well-known trademarks is a key driver of success in the global marketplace. It is through the well-known status of its marks that multinational corporations seek to build global brands and do international trade. If a well-known mark is infringed, or a third party with similar products attempts to register the mark in a country in which it is not already registered, the issuing offices or courts of that country are confronted with complex legal issues. This unit attempts to demystify the concept of well-known international trademarks. 3.2 Objectives. After studying this unit, you should be able to times describe the concept of well-known trademarks, explain the advantages of achieving the status of well-known for a trademark, times explain the factors that determine the well-known status of a trademark, and times describe the international system of protection of well-known trademarks. 3.3 The need for well-known trademarks. Well-known international trademarks such as Coca-Cola, Microsoft, Tata, IBM, and Google surpass the boundary of marks known only in single countries. It is now generally accepted that these well-known marks should be given protection against later registration by third parties, although laws to offer this protection are still being developed. In the earlier stage of trademark law, trademarks were protected only within their national boundaries. But in the global economy of today, the reputation of the trademark is not limited to the territory of a country in which it is registered or used. In the globe trade stage, people always travel around. Further, with the technology's development in the field of communications marked by the internet, the satellite television and the spillover advertisement, some trademarks which are known in a given geographical area are known almost throughout the world. Therefore, through international conventions, the protection of trademarks was propagated internationally if they have achieved the status of a well-known trademark. In today's world, for the sake of the protection of consumers' interests and trademark owners' reputation, the enhanced protection of well-known trademarks has become the international trend. International strengthening of the protection of well-known marks has contributed not only to the benefit of trademark owner, but has also been very important in ensuring the stable and fair development of international trade. The well-known character of a trademark contains the exclusive and legitimate right to own the mark beyond borders, requesting the application of international principles of loyalty in the commerce, assuring at the same time the good faith of consumers. This concept of notoriety is a category not limited only to a certain territory or location, since such well-known character deserve to be considered by the time the trademark has gained this quality in the country of origin. The effects of well-known trademarks extend to unrelated field in comparison with the original goods or services the trademarks are used. 3.4 International Protection of Well-Known Trademarks. The international protection of well-known marks is recognized in two multilateral treaties: the Paris Convention for the Protection of Industrial Property, the Paris Convention, to which 154 states are party, and the Agreement on Trade-Related Aspects of Intellectual Property Rights, TRIPS Agreement, by which 134 states are bound. The relationship between T-PS Agreement and the Paris Convention is regulated by Article 2 of TRIPS, which incorporates all substantive provisions of the Paris Convention and makes these binding on contracting parties who are not members of the Paris Convention. 3.4.1 Protection of well-known trademarks under the Paris Convention. Paris Convention for the Protection of Industrial Property is the oldest multilateral industrial property treaty. The Paris Convention provides the protective principles of well-known trademarks in Article 6 bis, which for the first time incorporated the concept of a well-known trademark in 1925 and has been applying universally. It specifies the principles of protection of well-known trademarks in the countries of Paris Union in the following manner. 1. The countries of the Union undertake, ex officio if their legislation so permits, or at the request of an interested party, to refuse or to cancel the registration, and to prohibit the use of a trademark which constitute a reproduction, an imitation, or a translation, liable to create confusion, of a mark considered by the competent authority of the country of registration or use to be well known in that country as being already the mark of a person entitled to the benefits of this convention and used for identical or similar goods. These times provisions shall also apply when the essential part of mark constitutes a reproduction of any such well-known mark or an imitation liable to create confusion therewith. 2. A period of at least 5 years from the date of registration shall be allowed for requesting the cancellation of such a mark. The countries of the Union may provide for a period within which the prohibition of use must be requested. 3. No time limit shall be fixed for requesting the cancellation or the prohibition of the use of marks registered or used in bad faith. The concept of a well-known mark was developed in the context of Article 6 bis of the Paris Convention to provide owners of marks, which were widely known in the marketplace but not registered, with a measure of protection against later registrations of the same mark by others. The unauthorized registration and use of trademarks that constitute the reproduction, an imitation, or a translation of well-known trademarks, which are the clear standards, the competent authority of the country where the protection of well-known trademark is sought has to refuse, cancel, or prohibit such trademarks. Well-known trademarks should be well-known and used in the country where the protection is sought. The existence of actual confusion or a risk of confusion is necessary for the protection of well-known trademarks as a result of infringement. 3.4.2 Protection of well-known trademarks under the TRIPS Agreement. The TRIPS Agreement makes the enhanced protection of well-known trademarks in Article 16, 2, and 3 as follows. 1. Article 6 bis of the Paris Convention, 1967, shall apply, mutatis mutandis, to services. In determining whether a trademark is well known, account shall be taken of the knowledge of the trademark in the relevant sector of the public, including knowledge in that member obtained as a result of the promotion of the trademark. 2. Article 6 bis of the Paris Convention, 1967, shall apply, mutatis mutandis, to goods or services which are not similar to those in respect of which a trademark is registered, provided that use of that trademark in relation to those goods or services would indicate a connection between those goods or services and the owner of the registered trademark, and provided that the interests of the owner of the registered trademark are likely to be damaged by such use. Article 16, 2, and 3 make a big improvement on the Article 6 bis of the Paris Convention and extend the scale of protection of well-known trademarks. TRIPS lays down the criteria for determining whether the trademark is well known. It requires that member states should take account of the knowledge of trademark in the relevant sector of the public, and this knowledge can be obtained as a result of the promotion of the trademark. So the member states can take the knowledge of trademark as an important element of determining recognition in their legislations or practices. 3.5 Protection of well-known marks under common law in India. Before the coming into force of the Trademarks Act 1999, the previous statute, i.e. the Trade and Merchandise Marks Act 1958, did not have any provision concerning well-known trademarks. Therefore, a complex situation took place in the commercial field as a result of a fraudulent misappropriation of international, famous trademarks. However, several cases were decided by various high courts in India in which well-known trademarks were protected even in the absence of statutory protection. Such protection was conferred under the common law of passing off in Kamal Trading Co. v. Gillette UK Limited, 1998 IPLR 135. Injunction was sought against the defendants who were using the Mark 70 clock on their toothbrushes. The Bombay High Court held that the plaintiff had acquired an extensive reputation in all over the world, including India, by using the Mark 70 clock on razors, shaving creams. The use of an identical mark by the defendant would lead to the customer being deceived. In Acti Bolligit Volvo, Volvo Steels Limited, 1998 PTC 47, it was held that the plaintiff had established a reputation in India in relation to its mark Volvo. It was advertised in various international magazines having circulation in India, and the plaintiff had also registered the mark in India. The defendant had adopted the mark with fraudulent intentions to benefit from the reputation of the plaintiff. An injunction was granted to the plaintiff. In Whirlpool Co. Anra v. N.R. Dongre, 1996 PTC 415, the plaintiff's mark was Whirlpool and they had registered the same in India in 1977. However, the mark had not been renewed. The plaintiff's mark had a worldwide reputation, and the defendant was using the mark on washing machines. The plaintiffs had sold machines in a limited number to the US Embassy in India. However, they had also advertised in a number of international magazines having circulation in India. The court held that the mark Whirlpool had established a trans-border reputation in India, and hence the defendants were enjoined from using the mark Whirlpool for their goods. In Daimler-Benz Aktiengesellschaft v. Haibo, Hindustan, AIR 1994 Dale 239, an injunction was sought by the manufacturers of the Mercedes-Benz car against the defendants who were using the three-pointed star in the circle and the word Benz on their apparels. An injunction was granted against the defendants who were using the mark Benz on their underwear apparel. These were a few cases in which the courts in India granted protection to well-known international trademarks under the law of passing off without there being any statutory requirement or mandate for the same. However, in many cases the courts in India denied protection to such trademarks. An Indian company styled itself as Toshiba Appliances Co. and proceeded to use the trade name Toshiba for its electric appliances. The Toshiba Corporation of Japan objected to this appropriation. Toshiba Corporation, like several other foreign corporations, in the context of import restrictions prevailing in India till 1990s, could not put its goods in the Indian market. The Calcutta High Court in Toshiba Corporation v. Toshiba Appliances Company, 1994, 1, Arbler 231, 1993, denied injunction to the foreign proprietor of the trademark and ruled in favor of the Indian company. The court stated, now, if there are no goods at all in physical existence, there can be no use of mark in relation to those. It is the same if goods are in physical existence somewhere else than in the Indian market. For However big the foreign market of a trader might be, and however famous his trademark might be all over the world, yet to qualify for use of the mark in relation to the goods within a Trade and Merchandise Marks Act of 1958, such use must be made in India and not abroad. Describing such appropriation of reputed trade names by domestic parties as unpreventable hazard, the court stated, the trademark law is a national code and not an international treaty. If a country blocks international trade within itself, international names only cannot be registered and preserved in the blocked market. This would mean allowing international names to hold the market totally without goods or give international marks a copyright value, and both these are impermissible and against the first principle of trademark law, apart from the fact of granting or refusing protection to such foreign well-known trademarks. Certain courts were using the term well-known in relation to trademarks as a general expression of the language without being mindful of its peculiar meaning and precise import. Thus, after India became a member of Paris Convention and TRIPS Agreement, the Trademarks Act 1999 incorporated substantive provisions for the protection of well-known international trademarks in India. 3.6 Protection of well-known trademarks under the Trademarks Act 1999, the Trade and Merchandise Marks Act of 1958, in the context of India's thrust to create an isolated economy to protect and promote Indian industries, discouraged foreign trademarks. The Trademarks Act of 1999 has reversed this and given special protection to foreign trademarks. Under the old Act, a trademark could not be registered unless it had goods bearing the mark in the Indian market. Due to import restrictions, the goods of foreign firms could not be in the Indian market and, thus, the marks could not be registered. The new Act has taken away this constraint for well-known trademark. Trademarks which are well-known in any part of the world can be registered even if there are no goods in the Indian market. Further, no Indian mark can be registered if it detracts in any manner from the value of a well-known trademark. The new Act has given statutory protection to well-known trademarks which were protected under the common law earlier. In this sense, the legal adoption of the well-known character of a trademark supposed a remarkably advance in the process of establishing a legal frame for those licensees of famous trademarks that found benefit from the legitimate circulation of original goods and related foreign investment. The substitution of the local regulations for the innovated international legislation changes the old view of inobservance of the well-known concept. The rigorous application of such concept leaves behind the background of bad faith by dishonest third parties. The chase and hunting of prestigious trademarks has thus been stopped. 3.6.1 Definition of well-known trademark. The definition and protection of well-known trademarks is still a grey area internationally. Despite general recognition that protection should be given to well-known marks, the national laws implementing the Paris Convention Art. 6 bis at present give variable protection depending upon jurisdiction. Further, there are no particularly helpful definitions of a well-known mark in either Article 6 bis of the Paris Convention or Article 16 of TRIPS. So the interpretation of whether a trademark can be considered well-known is interpreted on an independent, national scale. Therefore, it is possible that well-known marks in one jurisdiction will not be found to be well-known in another. According to Section 2(1) ZG, well-known trademark, in relation to any goods or services, means a mark which has become so to the substantial segment of the public which uses such goods or receives such services that the use of such mark, in relation to other goods or services would be likely to be taken as indicating a connection in the course of trade or rendering of services between those goods or services and a person using the mark in relation to the first mentioned goods or services. The first feature of this definition is that it is not necessary that in order to be a well-known trademark it should be known to every member of public. It is sufficient if it is known to a significant segment of the public. Next, public here means only the consuming public, i.e., those members of the public who consume such goods or services that are supplied under the trademark in question. The expression become so means that to begin with, every trademark is an ordinary trademark and well known is a status that is achieved through the life of the mark by using it. The consequence of a trademark achieving the status of well-known is that its use in relation to other goods and services by a stranger is likely to establish a trade connection between such goods and the well-known trademark. For example, trademark XYZ is a well-known trademark which is used by its proprietor on edible oil. If it is used by a stranger on some other goods, say, clothes, is likely to be establish a trade connection between such clothes and the proprietor of XYZ, 3.6.2 Special characteristics of well-known trademarks. A. Exception to territoriality. The principle of territoriality means that the protection of a trademark in a certain country depends exclusively on the law of that country, and that the effects of a trademark ownership by use or by registration in a country do not reach beyond the borders of that country. Well-known trademarks form an exception this principle. Once a trademark reaches the status of being well-known, it has to be accorded the protection in accordance with the principles of Paris Convention and TRIPS agreement by the member countries, even if the trademark concerned has not been registered or used in that country. B. Exception to specialty. R. The principle of specialty stipulates that trademarks can only be protected in relation to the same or similar goods or services covered by their registration or use. But according to Article 16(3) of the TRIPS agreement, in certain circumstances, a trademark can be granted extended protection to non-competing goods or services. So, Section 16(3) of the TRIPS agreement makes a legal basis available for the protection of well-known marks on non-competing goods or services. Protection is afforded in relation to goods or services which are not similar, provided that the use of the mark on such dissimilar goods or services would indicate a connection with the owner of registered trademark, and the interests of the registered trademark owner are likely to be damaged by such use. Thus, the extended protection of the well-known trademarks to non-competing goods or services constitutes an exception to the principle of specialty. A mark which is identical or similar to a well-known trademark cannot be registered. Section 11(2) of TMA states that a trademark which is identical with or similar to an earlier trademark and is to be registered for goods or services which are not similar to those for which the earlier trademark is registered in the name of a different proprietor shall not be registered if, or to the extent the earlier trademark is a well-known trademark in India and the use of the later mark without due course would take unfair advantage of or be detrimental to the distinctive character or repute of the earlier trademark. According to Section 11(5), TMA trademark shall not be refused registration on the ground that it is similar or identical to a well-known trademark unless objection on any one or more of those grounds is raised in opposition proceedings by the proprietor of the well-known trademark. That means the proprietor of a well-known trademark must oppose the registration of a similar mark. In the absence of such an opposition, the Regis rar of trademarks will have to register the mark as he has no power to act suo motu. This feature means that while an ordinary trademark is enforceable for only those goods or services in relation to which it is used or registered, but a well-known trademark is enforceable for all goods or services. In other words, a well-known trademark must be recognized as such no matter the class of product, good or service to which is applied. See, exception to registration. In certain countries, the right in a trademark arises out of appropriation and use, and in others, a person may apply for registration of a trademark when claiming that he is entitled to be registered as the proprietor. As to the unregistered marks, they are protected only under the passing off action. In other countries, where use or bona fide intent to use the mark at the time of the filing of the application is not required, registration is determinative as to proprietorship, except that the existence of good faith or absence of fraud is a condition precedent to registration. Both the Paris Convention and the TRIPS Agreement establish protection for well-known trademarks whether or not they are registered in the country in which the protection is sought. Thus, in the country where the prerequisite for protection is registration, the protection of the well-known trademark constitutes an exception to the principle of registration. 3.6.3 Factors relevant in determining well-known status of a trademark. Article 6 bis of the Paris Convention is silent on what constitutes a well-known mark. T_4e matter is left to the national laws, and that way the appreciation of whether a mark is well-known is left to the competent authority of the country where the illegitimate registration or use occurs. Article 16.2 of TRIPS Agreement provides a non-exhaustive guide to the competent authorities of countries in appreciating whether a mark is well-known. In this respect, it provides that, in determining whether a trademark is well-known, members shall take account of the knowledge of trademark in the relevant sector of the public, including knowledge in the member concerned which has been obtained as a result of the promotion of the trademark. Section 11(6) TMA provides elaborate guidance to the registrar to determine the well-known status of a trademark. It says, the registrar shall, while determining whether a trademark is a well-known trademark, take into account any fact which he considers relevant for determining a trademark as a well-known trademark, including I. the knowledge or recognition of that trademark in the relevant section of the public, including knowledge in India obtained as a result of promotion of the trademark. 2. The duration, extent and geographical area of any use of that trademark. 3. Times the duration, extent and geographical area of any promotion of trademark, including advertising or publicity and presentation at fairs or exhibition of the goods or services to which the trademark applies. 4. The duration and geographical area of any registration or for any publication for registration of that trademark under this Act. To the extent they reflect the use or recognition of the trademark, the record of successful enforcement of the rights in that trademark. In particular, the extent to which the trademark has been recognized as a well-known trademark by any court or registrar under that record, the knowledge or recognition in the relevant section of public depends on I. The number of actual or potential consumers of the goods or services. 2. The number of persons involved in the channels of distribution of the goods or services. 3. The business circles dealing with the goods or services to which that trademark applies. R. The list provided in Section 11(6) is not an exhaustive enumeration of the factors. The registrar is competent to go beyond these. However, the registrar shall not require as a condition for determining whether a trademark is a well-known trademark any of the following, namely, I. That the trademark has been used in India. 2. That the trademark has been registered. 3. That the application for registration of the trademark has been filed in India. 4. That the trademark, A. is well known in, or B. has been registered in, or C. in respect of which an application for registration has been filed in any jurisdiction other than India, or that the trademark is well known to the public at large in India. 3.6.4 Earlier trademarks in conflict with well-known trademarks. Section 11(11) TMA states that where a trademark has been registered in good faith, disclosing the material information to the registrar, or where right to a trademark has been acquired through use in good faith before the commencement of this Act, then nothing in this Act shall prejudice the validity of registration. oft had trademark or right to use that trademark on the ground that such trademark is identical with or similar to a well-known trademark. In JVC Industrial Corporation v. Victor Company of Japan Limited under 2005, 31, PTC 315, IPAB, it was held that the burden of proof in such cases is very heavy and the registration would be denied where the applicant does not present a strong case for registration. 3.7 Summary. Times in the global economy of today, the reputation of the trademark is not limited to the territory of a country in which it is registered or used. Therefore, through international conventions, the protection of trademarks was propagated internationally if they have achieved the status of a well-known trademark. Times international strengthening of the protection of the well-known marks has contributed not only to the benefit of the trademark owner but has also been very important in ensuring the stable and fair development of international trade. Times the international protection of well-known marks is recognized in two multilateral treaties, the Paris Convention for the Protection of Industrial Property and the Agreement on Trade-Related Aspects ERF Intellectual Property Rights. Before the enactment of Trademarks Act 1999, several cases were decided by various high courts in India in which well-known trademarks were protected even in the absence of statutory protection. Such protection was conferred under the common law of passing off. Times well-known trademarks function as exceptions to the concepts of territoriality, registration and specialty. Times the knowledge of consumers about the mark, the duration, extent and geographical area of its usage and its successful enforcement are the key factors upon which the status of well-known is determined by the competent authorities. For determining whether a trademark has become well-known or not, the competent authority call law demand that the trademark has to be registered in India or used in India or the trademark is known to public at large. In India, times the trademarks which were adopted honestly before the commencement of Trademarks Act 1999 and are similar to well-known trademarks are saved. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video with next chapter.